Over 2 years ago now, I made my first video on using this style of video on Smash Bros. On the canon ages of Smash characters. Now, 2 years later, I return, for the third time, to Smash Bros. To continue talking about it on this channel that no one watches. Yay? I don't really know how to introduce this topic. When thinking of joke video ideas for my video on who I could beat in Smash, I made a joke about figuring out which lantern ring each Smash character would get. I got this idea from the YouTube channel Needle Mouse, and I thought it would just be a cool idea. I had enough demand for more of these Smash videos that I did one on heights, so here's a lantern one, I guess. If you don't know, in the DC universe there's a group of superpowered beings for each color, and they all relate to an emotion. They are willpower, fear, greed, hope, rage, compassion, love, and my two absolute favorite emotions, life and death. There's also ultraviolet, which is based off some unknown negative emotion, and then there's the phantom lantern, which is just all of the lanterns. I'm gonna exclude those two because they're stupid. The most famous of these are the Green Lanterns, with members like Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. Though despite them being humans, there's no real limitation to who can get the ring. It can be anything. Humans, aliens, squirrels, plants, viruses, planets, crystals, Shaggy and Scooby-Doo, Daffy Duck. So with a roster as diverse as Smash, where do all the characters fall? I'm here to answer that. Now I should mention beforehand that all the Lantern Corps have different rules, power sets, other miscellaneous stuff around them, but I'll go more into each of them as I get into them. Oh yeah, and like the rest of the series, Haru and Mithra are the most recent characters. I'll do an update video where I cover the rest once the rest are revealed. Well, so, it was a mistake for me to make this video during E3. We got some cool stuff. Link is now Danny Phantom, that's pretty epic. Rev Rosalina is a thing. I am very confused in a lot of different ways. But the big thing is that Pit is dead. I will never get another Kid Icarus. I hate you, Sakurai. No, the real big thing is Kazuya, I think his name is, from Tekken, is now a playable character in Smash Ultimate. It's like the other, 10 DLC characters we got. I'm happy for those who wanted him. I just don't care. I just want one character that I actually care about, Sakurai. But anyways, yeah, Kazuya is the newest character. And obviously, this was written before he was announced. And it was recorded before he was announced. Again, stupid idea for me to make a Smash Bros. Video the week of E3. But now that he is announced, I have ample time to, actually throw him in there. I will throw him in there. And it might be a little bit sudden because, again, this was not planned. But I will talk about Kazuya once I get to wherever he is on the video. That is it. That's all my introductions. Peace. Well, not peace, because you're watching me. Bye. Let's start this now with green. In brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power, Green Lantern's light. So, despite green being my favorite color, and by far the most well-known of all Lantern Corps, I gotta be honest, they're the lamest. Willpower is cool and important and all, but compared to the rest of the spectrum, it's nowhere near as cool. And besides from picking special constructs, which most lanterns can do, it doesn't really get anything super unique power-wise. So of course, this is the section with most amount of characters. Because frick you. Let's breeze through these since we're not interesting. Lucas is the most unsurprising one. It takes a lot of willpower to go on a journey to stop Man-Man after your mom and seemingly your brother die, and later take on stepbrother in a fight. You know what else takes a lot of willpower? Fighting a castle full of monsters, like Simon and Richter do. Samus, like Lucas, had an awful childhood, pulled together through her calm demeanor and inner strength. Also a rocket launcher. Willpower is basically courage, and the links are the manifestation of courage. So yeah, Also, they wear green. Luigi also wears green, and I mean, it takes a lot of willpower to face an entire mansion full of your greatest fear. Ryu's whole story is trying to control himself due to the power nothingness he has inside of him, so willpower fits him too. You know what else takes a lot of willpower? Being a fatherless child and having to fight Cthulhu. And also trying to become the world's boxing champion despite being very short. And also climbing a whole mountain full of dinosaurs and sunglass-wearing polar bears with your sibling/lover/both. Fox is hard placed, but I'm gonna put him here. It takes a lot to face down the man who killed your father, even if the man in question is a flying magical Mojo Jojo. Phil will help some out, so I'll put him here too, because I don't know where else to put him. Red, as a 10-year-old child, was able to become the champion of a continent, overthrow a gang, and capture the strongest Pokemon there is. That is a lot of willpower, motherfuckers. Speaking of young babies doing big things, our boy Roy was forced to run an entire army after his father fell ill, but was still able to keep a level head and pull it through in the end. As for the other two Fire Emblem characters in this section, Chrom led an army against a colossal dragon monster because it was the right thing to do, and continued to do it after his sister died, and Ike also had to pull through the hardship of losing his father to the Black Knight and managed to successfully do it. It's even more noble than Chrom and Roy since he's, well, not noble. Cloud's entire story was about overcoming his past and becoming a true hero, so I feel like he's a great character to end the section with.
In blackest day and brightest night, beware your fears made into light. Let those who try to stop what's right burn like my power, Sinestro's might.
The biggest rival with the Green Lantern Corps is Fear, the Yellow Lantern. Now, Fear seems kinda lame, but it's actually much cooler than it sounds. Instead of using your fear, it feeds off the fear of others. So while Courage wouldn't be able to use it, Freddy Krueger likely would. Their special power is creating a construct of whatever your opponent's biggest fear is. Dark Stamps is probably the best example of this. She's feared everywhere, both throughout the galaxy and in real life. Greninja may seem like a weird pick, but in the Pokédex it describes how it likes to toy with its opponents and tends to hide in the darkness, so he fits too. Sheik falls here for the same reason. I don't know what else to do with Sheik, she's just Zelda, but like, edgy. Speaking of edgy, Third Pit is Mr. Edgy Emo Boy, so he lands here as well. Mewtwo was a hard one to place, but I'm going to put him here due to how feared he was throughout multiple Pokemon games and lore, and I just think the ability to create constructs of opponents' fears would be a cool power for Mewtwo to have, and it would make sense to see the Psychic. Finishing this off, we have undeniably the single most terrifying character in not just Smash, but gaming in general. Tremble and Fear are the most obvious pick for this list. The Yellow Lantern Ring of Fear goes to Piranha Plant, the mindless monster who knows nothing but biting and is unkillable without certain power-ups. Truly, he's the most nightmarish creature in fiction. How will he get the ring on his leaf? I don't know, it's not my problem. On to the next category.
What's mine is mine, and mine, and mine, and mine, and mine, and mine, not yours.
So as you could probably guess from that, the Orange Lantern Corps is about greed. Do you know who's possibly going to be in here? Wario might be the single easiest character to place on this list. His whole thing is greed. Everything he does is to gain money. Didi was easy to place too. He became a king solely so he could hoard all the food in Dreamland. Speaking of food hoarders, resident Think Boy and best singer K. Rool falls here too, as does probably controversial pick Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong. Unlike most heroes, these two want nothing more than to sit around and eat their massive hoard of bananas. That's pretty greedy, yo. Wolf is a pirate and a bounty hunter who will do anything for pay, as is, don't get mad at me here, Captain Falcon. He doesn't have much of a backstory outside of being a gun for hire and a professional racer, so I feel like he fits here. Bowser Jr. is here as well, mostly just being a spoiled brat who loves all the toys Daddy Bowser gives him. I will not apologize for saying Daddy Bowser. Finally, we got Steven. What is the goal of Minecraft? There's not really one, though for most players, either to get all the stuff, or build the greatest thing ever. Both seem fitting for this category.
In fearful day, in raging night, with strong hearts full our souls ignite, when all seems lost in the war of light. Look to the stars, for hope burns bright.
Hope is like willpower. Boring. Let's get into these. Mega Man was the easiest place here. He's very clearly a symbol of hope, with his goal being everlasting peace between robots and humans. Did it work? No! But it's the thought that counts. Also, he's already blue and he can already shoot energy. He's basically a Blue Lantern Corps already. You need a lot of hope to be able to survive on an alien planet with only strange and mutant alien creatures to help you. But Olimar somehow manages to do that. Marth faced many hardships and was given multiple opportunities to go down a bad path, but always remained on the side of good. Lucina literally comes from the past where everything goes horribly wrong. Nothing requires more hope than knowing you're one of the few things that can stop the worst from happening. Snake serves as a one-man army against the horrors of war. He's a perfect bastion of hope. Joker serves as a symbol as well. He and the Phantom Thieves try their best to pull through the problems of society while making the world a better place for all at the same time. Terry joins multiple organizations just to protect both his brother and the world at large. Pitt remains optimistic throughout any hardships he faces, from the Underworld Army to his entire friend group just being the worst ever. Sonic being Hope was best played in fan favorite game Sonic Forces. Without Sonic, all of his friends lose hope. And when he returns, everyone immediately believes in the world again. Also Blue. Finally, we have Pikachu, Banjo, Hero, and Min Min, who all get this spot because they're just generic heroes and this fits the best for them. Cut me some slack, okay?
With blood and rage of crimson red, ripped from a corpse so freshly dead, together with our hellish hate, will burn you all. That is your fate.
Rage is the most metal one there is. Who needs to use Plasma Blast or the dog running over you when you're trying to film? Who needs to use Plasma Blast for projecting your opponent's fear so you can literally vomit plasma at your opponents? The more angry you are, the more powerful you are. Bowser was a frontrunner for this ring. In RPG games, he's super quick to anger, and come on, Liquid Plasma is the perfect ability for him. Incineroar literally gets a boost and smash from being attacked, and instead of reacts to both low fighting and negative feedback. Also, he kinda already looks like he's wearing one. This is definitely more smash logic than game logic, but Lucario literally becomes more powerful the more he gets hit, and this mechanic is literally called Rage. Pichu is similar. Obviously, he's the embodiment of Rage. He is an absolute masochist who enjoys injuring himself. Also, it's hard to put Pokemon in categories based on their personality because they don't really have one and it's funny, so shut up. Speaking of personality-less characters, we fit Trainer. I'm only putting her here to make a feel the burn joke. Finally, we got Rob. This seems like another joke entry until you remember Subspace Estimary. Rob was so angry about being forgotten that he literally started an army, and when Gan turns on him, he snaps and starts shooting lasers. How will he speak present without a mouth? Again, not my problem. What is my problem, though, is Kazuya. As mentioned before, he was not included in the original draft for this video because he wasn't released yet, but he does seem like a pretty good pick for this Lantern Corps. He's a big old angry boy who really just wants revenge on Hayashi, and pretty much that's his big thing. So yeah, he feels pretty fitting for here. That's all I need to say. Back to the original video.
In sorrowful day, in misfortune night, we help those who need our might. With the lantern power of Abansur, we rid your misery with compassion might. Was that really the translation? What? That doesn't even rhyme. Why do all the others rhyme and not this one? What?
Passion rings are interesting. The Indigo Tribe's power can emulate other rings' powers if they're close to a user physically, but more notably, this ring is super parasitic, searching out people with no compassion whatsoever and making them pay for it. However, it can also go to people with a lot of compassion. And obviously, Villager and Isabelle fall under this. Being compassionate is basically the entire point of Animal Crossing. Though if you want to use the parasitic angle, you can use the totally not unfunny Psycho Villager meme to justify him being here. Like Link, Zelda has a trait for his piece that she wields, being Wisdom, related to being super kind to all she meets. Duck Hunt Dog is a dog, and they are good boys. Yoshi's super compassionate, literally going on a death-defying journey just to save a baby. An annoying baby, but a baby nonetheless. Inkling was hard to place because everything they do is player dependent, but since they do risk it all to help people they don't know, like the Switch Sisters and the Great Zapfish, and Torforels are just friendly competition, they're here. Jigglypuff exists. Pokemon are the bane of this video's existence. I'm just gonna throw us here. I don't really know what else to put Jigglypuff. So all these guys fit the have a lot of compassion angle. I feel like we need one that is just a complete dick, and no one in Smash is a bigger dick than Mr. Low Real Hair himself, Sephiroth.
For hearts long lost and full of fright, for those alone in blackest night, accept a ring and join our fight. Love conquers all with violet light.
Pink Lantern Corps is love, because of course it is. Most of the members of this group are women, because as we all know, only women can feel love. But there are a few members that are male, so they're allowed. Mario and Peach, in almost every game they're in, have only ever expressed love, both each other and just about everything else. They're two of all around the nicest characters in fiction. Daisy pretty much has nothing to her but being Luigi's girlfriend nowadays, so she's here too. Pac-Man is a family man. He's got a large family, a wonderful wife, powerful job, and that's enough for me. Ken is also a big old family man, loyal to his wife and caring for his kid, so he fits here too. Then there's Robin, Korin, and Byleth. They're big old lovers, if you know what I mean. Like the Inklings, a lot of what they do depends on player's choice. Considering how important dating is for their games, they're here.
Whoa! The blackest night falls from the skies. The darkness grows as all light dies. We crave your hearts and your demise. By my black hand, the dead shall rise.
We've gotten a lot of edgy lanterns, but death is at the top of that. It is an interesting core though, as to get it, you either need to be dead and come back to life, or be dead and have the ring revive you. So despite what you may think, Light Yagami wouldn't get this ring, but Gandalf hypothetically could. Ganon's whole stick is dying and being revived with demise, so I could see him getting a ring. While Bayonetta hasn't died, she does get put in a coma for 500 years and she's basically a demon, so it seems fine to stretch the rules a bit. If she existed in the DC universe, I feel like a black ring would fly to her far before any color does. It may seem weird, but Game & Watch will be here too. He's an amalgamation of a bunch of different Game & Watches, and he does die and get revived in subspace, which really the only canon this version character has, so yeah, pretty simple. Wait a minute. Guys, we actually just made a video where Game & Watch is normal. He's not like a billion years old, or it's not like, oh, he doesn't have any canon, so he doesn't work in this video. No, we found a video where Game & Watch just fits naturally into the categories that I'm giving you. I don't need to just break all the rules for this one simple character. We did it, Reddit! Finally, we have the most obvious one for this section, Ridley. Ridley could have been in Rage or Fear, but come on. When your bossing ring title is literally the cunning god of death, how can I put you anywhere but here? He gets revived in basically every game, either by robotics, cloning, or magic. Again, you could argue Fear, but the second Ridley appears in the DC universe, Necron would appear to him and be like, okay, dude, here's a powerful ring of death, and also here's a powerful ring of togetherness. Marry me. And then we'd have this beautiful marriage between a dragon and a corpse. It's lovely until we remember these two are both psychopaths, and they'll probably kill everyone attending, but then they'll be immediately revived by the ring, so that's a win, I think?
In brightest day there will be light, to cleanse the soul and set wrongs right. When darkness falls, look to the skies. A new dawn comes, let there be light.
So by process of elimination, you could probably guess who's going to be in the White Lantern Corps. Unless you're thinking of Zero Suit Samus or Dr. Mario, they're just Samus and Dr. Mario, so shut up. Anyways, White Lantern rings are the most powerful, representing life. You're able to copy the abilities of all the other rings, besides death. The Mii's are basically the player, you could argue, give life to the characters, so it's loose, but it's enough to be here. Pyra and Mithra were hard because they're two characters, but they landed here because their true form is basically a god of creation. Hulk is also basically a god of creation, and he's here as well. Speaking of which, Rosalina and Palutena are gods. So yeah, Palutena is goddess of light, and Rosalina can literally reset the universe. Also insert simping for Rosalina quote here. I've done 4 of these guys, I can't think of anything, just give me a break once. Now, you're probably thinking, I mentioned every character but 2. And you're also probably thinking, there's no way I'm putting these final 2 characters in life. But I am doing it! Kirby and Meta Knight are the final 2 characters, and they're both going life. Both are known as 2 of the most powerful beings in Smash. Think of the most powerful ring. Life is Earth's biggest defender, which leads to our pop star. Both can copy the powers of others, like the ring. Redemption is a major part of White Lantern's story, so it fits for Meta Knight. And Kirby is basically the light version of Dark Void, and the savior of Smash. It's way too fitting. Also, Meta Knight looks like Batman, and he's a White Lantern. It's over. It's finally over. I never need to talk about Smash Bros. Again, at least until the final characters get revealed, which I will make an update video to this and the rest of the Smash videos. I am also possibly considering doing a complete, ground up remake of the first video. If you're interested in that, tell me in the comments, because that video, it gets a lot of stuff wrong, and obviously there's more characters revealed. I believe the newest was Joker at the time. Yeah. So if you are interested in me doing a remake of that video, tell me in the comments. But if not, I don't care. Have a good day, and thanks for watching. Peace. Special thanks to Hyde, Connor, Cyanize, Claire, Flock of Seagulls, Lightstone, Vickie, and Korin for providing their voices for in this video. Their links will be in the description. Peace.
This is a good result!